Speaking of the tower, we can actually make our way through the door and up the stairs where we are greeted by Lenny. Hello, Flight Sim fans, and welcome to the Practically Geek channel. In today's video, I've travelled down to the southeast of the United Kingdom to visit Rochester Airport by Burning Blue Design. This is a new Payware add-on which can be purchased direct from their website. I will leave a link for it in the description down below. Make sure you watch till the end of this video, guys, as I will be giving out details on how to enter my giveaway to win a copy of this airport. But right now, let's take a look at Rochester in default, and then we will explore the Burning Blue Design add-on in more detail. Rochester Airport is located about 1.7 miles just outside the historic town of Rochester, and it sits on a rise above the River Medway. The aerodrome has two grass runways, although there is a long-term plan in place which includes the upgrade of the existing grass strips 02 and 20 to be upgraded to hard surfaces, as well as new hangars and a possible terminal building. Taking a look at the default scenery for Rochester, we can see the ground textures and satellite imagery appear to be okay in parts. The grass strips and taxiways look well defined, and I like how we can see the Rochester sign quite clearly between the two grass strips. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, the airport has two runways which are 02 and 20 right and left, and as you can see, the decommissioned runway 16 and 34 still seem to be present and operational here in the sim. We also get some objects appearing through the satellite imagery, like these aircraft that are parked up and the one taxiing out in the bottom right of screen, along with a few trees that are scattered along the side of the taxiways and the start of the runways. The main apron at Rochester Airport within the default scenery is okay. Most buildings seem to be in the correct positions with the right height and shape characteristics as the real life ones, but there are some exceptions. For example, this building isn't correct and is actually the signal square at the aerodrome, I believe, and the control tower just behind it is far too big compared to the real one here at Rochester Airport. At the end of the old runway 34, we now have new hangars and the airport's hub building with the new control tower, which was lifted into place last year. The default scenery and even Google Maps fail to show this, so it will be interesting to see if Burning Blue have included them within this portion of the airport. Lastly, the surrounding buildings of the aerodrome, which you can see are pretty snug to the perimeter of the airport, aren't too bad. We do get the odd structure looking like three-story townhouses, and this set which has taken up residency in the home base car park. But overall, a fairly good default airfield in the sim, only let down by conflicting runway layouts and the missing buildings on the main airport apron. With all that being said, let's jump into the Burning Blue Design add-on and take a good look around their Rochester Airport scenery to see just how much they've improved this lovely historic airfield. Welcome back to Rochester in the southeast of the UK. I've just had a lovely bacon butty at the cafe, so let's take a look around at the new and improved Rochester Airport to see what Burning Blue have done with this scenery. Starting from above, working our way from right to left, you will notice the decommissioned runway 16 and 34 have been removed and fenced off from the airport, leaving this large patch of land just beside the active runway. I did mention this airport still has two remaining runways, but I'm finding a few conflicting details as stated on the Rochester Airport website, which does state on the runway page that it has 02 and 20 left and 02 and 20 right, but there isn't any runway markings I can see to indicate this. There does seem to be a shorter, much narrower strip of grass running perpendicular to the large 02 and 20 strip, however. Regardless of that, just look at the massive change to this scenery. Surrounding buildings look amazing, with most being substituted for handcrafted models of the real buildings around the aerodrome, And the main area of Rochester Airport now resembles the airfield as it looks like in real life, with all newly added structures being added in by Burning Blue. Along the west side of the airport, we can see the team have changed the AutoGem buildings so they look like the ones located on Laker Road, which runs alongside this blue fence, which looks really great. Rochester Road and a large section of the M2 motorway have been upgraded for added realism. The roads now look more defined with better textures, road barriers, and even overhead motorway signage. On the east side of the aerodrome, we find a much more substantial change. The buildings on this side in the default scenery didn't look too bad, except for those houses in the home base car park. But look at this area now. Along Maidstone Road, you find the likes of Curry's, Homebase, KFC, Aldi, and Home Bargains, which Burning Blue have included and crafted to a really high standard. The car parks look all spot on with great detailing in the road markings, and even the shop signs look amazing with crisp texturing throughout. Further along, we get the Holiday Inn, which of course has been modelled and textured to a lovely standard. And just past the roundabout, we get a really detailed model of the Medway Innovation Centre with fantastic brickwork and metal staircase that has been created to make the building look exactly as it does in real life. Making our way into Rochester Airport, we get the entranceway fencing and gate with the impressive signage. I can't help but admire the detail here. The rust on the metal and the barbed wire running across the top is just amazing. On the right, we have the air ambulance building, which again has been handcrafted with so much detail. The mixture of wall textures is amazing here. The blue paint between the windows, you can actually see the lumps and bumps in the concrete, which is just amazing. Next to the air ambulance building, we have this beautifully modelled Leonardo AW169 helicopter on its pad next to the custom hangar. The model work in this scenery is already blowing my mind. The perimeter fence on the left here is just insane. The contrast between the wire and wooden fencing is really amazing. It's great to see we now have all the newer buildings here at Rochester. The new hangars and the airport's hub building with its control tower have all been added in to match the current layout of the airfield. The car park running between one of the new hangars and the airport's hub looks absolutely amazing. The weathered tarmac and bits of dirt look great. The cars are equally stunning. We can see a Tesla over to the right, the Mercedes in the centre of shot, and even a highly detailed motorbike with its rider looking out over the airfield. At the back of the airport, we have various wooden huts all modelled really well, along with the cafe building and the Warbirds model shop. I like the sheer amount of custom people Burning Blue have put in this scenery. It really does make the airport feel more alive. This building housing the County Fire Protection and Orion Aviation is probably one of the most realistic I've seen so far in a scenery. The photorealistic textures are just insane and make this particular area of the airfield really stand out. The open hangars are done really well too. Unfortunately, we aren't able to look right inside without being teleported onto the roof. This isn't a scenery issue, but one that was introduced by Asobo in a previous update. The white auto gyro looks great and of course matches a real life one, as you can see on screen. That said, you can still see how well the interiors of these hangars have been modelled by Burning Blue. The large beams and windows across the roof all look fantastic, as does the ground clutter and static aircraft polluting the inside of the hangars. This small brick structure with a fuel pump inside looks super good. The texturing on the wooden door and the petroleum sign on the side really do make objects like this look weathered and used. I love the assortment of real automobile manufacturers featured in this scenery. The Mercedes van here on the left and the old Range Rover look great, and check out how dirty that small cabin is next to the control tower. Speaking of the tower, we can actually make our way through the door and up the stairs where we are greeted by Lenny. Lenny is the Aerodrome Flight Information Service Officer here at Rochester and has been for over 11 years. It's lovely that Burning Blue Design have included him in this scenery. Like with their past add-ons, Burning Blue have modelled the interior of the tower with great detail. You can see maps, charts, radios and clocks and much more to make the control tower feel more alive. I particularly love the wooden beams separating the windows. They look really weathered with large chips in the paintwork. Equally, the exterior looks worn, the signs look like they've seen better days, and the dirt on the window frames and paint really do give this building a look of realism. The detail is just outstanding here. This path running down the side of the large hangar is really well detailed. The Skytrek flying school and broken SO sign look great, and we even get more ground clutter to make this area more densely populated. Once again, we can see the level of custom people and car models being used in this scenery. I think this area of the airport looks really amazing, and even though these people aren't animated, it still gives us a real sense of immersion. I love the model of the car covered up near the flying school building. I think that looks great. I love that Burning Blue design have included this memorial for the Battle of Britain. The stone textures and marble look fantastic, and I think it's a really lovely feature within this scenery. In front of the control tower is this Kent Air Ambulance custom helicopter modelled off the real life one. I do love it when developers include static aircraft, and when it's a really well modelled one, it only makes the airports feel more realistic. So what does Rochester Airport look like at night? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to turn back your watches and clocks to 1 AM and join me as I show you around this airfield after hours. And wow, just look at that. The main car park looks super at night with the street lamps illuminating the tarmac below, and those round wall lights on the airport hub building look amazing as well. From above, we can see the airport apron lit up nicely, with lighting from the building interiors all visible. The row of car parks for the different shops along the east side of the airport have a great level of night lighting, and the runway lights also look amazing with edge and threshold lighting to match real life. The interior and exterior lighting from the hangars is very well implemented. You can see how each light illuminates the walls and floors around it. And so does Lenny's control tower, the ceiling lights of the interior shining down on him as he works through the night. The night lighting here at Rochester is subtle but realistic. I love how the Burning Blue team have managed to make the aerodrome feel alive in the daytime and at night. The atmosphere is brilliant and I think it is a job well done. Before I wrap up this video, I'd like to give you a better look at Rochester Airport before this add-on was installed versus the Burning Blue design scenery. The best way to do that is with a before and after split screen, so let's get straight into it. I hope you enjoy it. Rochester Airport by Burning Blue Design is available from today, priced at £12.95. You can purchase this from their website, which I've linked in the description down below. And as always, let me know if you plan to buy this add-on, and if you do, let me know what you think of it. In my opinion, Burning Blue have really hit it out the park with this scenery. The attention to detail is just mind-blowing, and you will absolutely love flying in and out of this airport in fixed-wing aircraft, or some of the great free helicopters you can now currently download for this simulator. So, would you like to win a copy of Rochester Airport by Burning Blue Design? Well, you're in luck. I've got 2 of them up for grabs. All you have to do is head to my website, www.practicallygeek.com, scroll down and click on the giveaways banner and simply enter from there. Keep an eye on my social media and my community posts. I will announce the winner in 2 weeks' time, so good luck to everyone who enters, and a massive thank you to Burning Blue Design for providing me with their Rochester Airport scenery for this giveaway. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a massive like, and please consider subscribing to the Practically Geek channel for more Microsoft Flight Simulator content just like this. I'm off for a massive KFC. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again very soon.